All right, it's the third hour of the Elias Mako show. Now, Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi and the country's foreign minister were found dead on Monday, just hours after their helicopter crashed in heavy fog. The incident leaves the Islamic Republic without two pivotal leaders at a time of extraordinary tensions across the wider Middle East. The news, of course, quickly took over social media, with many Iranians and others celebrating the death. Raisi, who was 63 years old, elected president in 2021 and had ordered a tightening of the country's morality laws. He also oversaw a crackdown on anti-government protests and pushed hard on nuclear talks with world powers. News of his death has set all eyes on Iran, and some are saying it will now be a high-stakes power struggle in the country. We go now to Mandana, Javan, Quebecer of Iranian origin. She's joined us on the program a couple of times, and we reached out to her when news of this crash broke. Mandana, welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
What was your reaction when the news came out? What did you think?
Actually, I think as many other Iranians, we were astonished to know what's going to happen, and it was not a bad news for most of us. As you know, he has the surname of Butcher of Tehran, since he had ordered the execution of thousands and thousands in 1988. And since last year, we had more than 850 executions in Iran. Then he was not very popular, not respected. And as a leader who was supposed to take care of economical, social, and interior political issues, he was really incompetent. Then people didn't feel really sorrow of what happened to him.
And what do you think the impact will be here? What, do you think there will be a shift in Iran, that maybe there are brighter days ahead, or do you also worry that whoever's next could be even worse?
Actually, I don't think that we can at long term we can see any differences. What happens is that at very short term, maybe the Iranian regime's attention from Rafah will be gone, and they need to be more concentrated on Iranian interior issues. That's something that maybe can be a good news for Israeli government. But in 50 days, there will be another election. And we know that most probably we cannot see anyone from the reformist wing of these people who has been there for 45 years. Then we are going to have other conservative and ultra-conservative, probably from IRGC, Iranian Revolutionary Guard, or from the Clergy Corps, you know. And I don't think so, maybe because now the news from Iran is that the streets are full of Basiji. Basiji, they are kind of soldiers for Khamenei, who has the community soldiers who are responsible to keep the order in the society. They are like paramilitary forces. Then they are everywhere. You know, it's kind of battle filled all the streets in Tehran. Then I don't think so that people can move or we can feel any change in the structure, because the two main wings since 2021 means the IRGC Corp wing and the Supreme Leader wing. They are very, very strong, using actually the repression and violence against people to keep the power.
We're with Mandana Javan, Iranian Quebecer, and we're talking about the situation in Iran following the death of President Ibrahim Raisi in a helicopter crash. Mandana, I want to talk about how is Iran's what Iran has done in the region to destabilize the region, everything that is happening in Israel, in Gaza. How do you view the Iranian regime and how they have aided the destabilization of the entire Middle East over the last little while?
Yeah, I think that as many Iranians, I feel that this this regional politics of Iranian regime is unacceptable. We know that there are many proxies who has been financed, who are get military advices, military training, military tools in the region in order to make more wars and destabilize the region. But what happens at the other side, Iran shows himself as the one who is capable to manage these groups in the region. That's why maybe the Western countries cannot really criticize this regime a lot because they are afraid of what are going to happen after them in this region, since all these proxies are already armed and formed by Iranian regime. All this way of creating this dynamic war and terrorism in this region is unacceptable. Iranian people, they want to be in a good relationship, in a good diplomatic relationship with all countries in the world. I think you have seen that even after what happened on October 7th, many Iranians all around the world, they felt very sorry for all these terrorism acts that happened in Israel. And we Iranians, we have a similar historical roots with Israeli, with Jewish people, and this is part of our history. We cannot ignore it, and I hope that one day both nations can have peace and go back to normal relationships. But what's going on with this regime is not what Iranian people desire and wish.
Mandana, I want to leave it. I have to leave it there, unfortunately, but I do want to thank you for giving us your perspective on what's happening back in your home country. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
That is,
have a good day.
You too. That is Mandana Javan.